Imagine a leader who consults his cloned dogs for advice and wields a chainsaw at rallies. Welcome to the world of President Javier Milei. Milei despises his new office, the Casa Rosada, feeling it tainted by his predecessors. Yet he finds solace in a bronze lion symbolizing his destiny. Once a libertarian economist and TV pundit known as El Loco, Milei's eccentricities overshadowed his stark austerity program. He pledged to eliminate the central bank, called climate change a socialist conspiracy, and won the presidency in a landslide. Milei's rise reflects a global right-wing populist movement, but none are quite like him with his volcanic temper and mad scientist's bearing. Since taking office, he has frozen public works projects, devalued the peso, and announced plans to lay off over 70,000 government workers. Despite the harsh measures, inflation has slowed, and the IMF has praised Argentina's impressive progress. However, the annual inflation rate remains nearly 300%, and over 55% of Argentines are mired in poverty. Milei's austerity measures have caused living costs to spike, forcing many Argentines to carry bags of cash for small transactions. Despite the hardships, many Argentines are willing to give Milei a chance, hoping for a turnaround. Milei's sister Karina acts as his gatekeeper and closest political advisor, controlling access to him and influencing key decisions. Raised in a Buenos Aires suburb, Milei had a troubled childhood and declared his parents dead to me. He became interested in economic theory during Argentina's hyperinflation in the 1980s and spent 20 years as an economics professor. Milei emerged as a national figure during the COVID-19 pandemic, going viral for his rants against government lockdowns. In 2021, he jumped into politics, destroying a model of the central bank with Thor's hammer in a campaign ad. Milei believes he is on a divine mission, with fans wearing hats referencing a favorite Bible verse at his rallies. He drew inspiration from Donald Trump and Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, pledging to make Argentina great again. Milei's famous rallying cry, "Viva la libertad, carajo!" reflects his absolutist faith in free markets. He chose Victoria Villarruel, a conservative from a military family, as his running mate, downplaying Argentina's dirty war. Milei won the presidency with 56% of the vote, promising a new way of politics in Argentina. His social media presence is prolific, with an Argentine programmer creating a website to track his Twitter activity. Milei's austerity measures have caused prices to soar, but he insists the worst part is over and asks for public patience. Many Argentines struggle with the rising costs, questioning how much more they can endure. Milei's party represents a small minority in the legislature, making it challenging to pass long-term structural reforms. He has branded lawmakers who disagree with him as traitors and caused diplomatic tensions with other countries. Milei's first 100 days saw no legislative achievements, with an omnibus bill stalling in committee. He has shuttered the state news agency Telem, accusing it of being a mouthpiece for leftist propaganda. Milei divides the public into supporters and enemies, seeing the world through the lens of right-wing memes. Massive protests erupted against his budget cuts to public universities, with students and officials warning of a financial emergency. Milei dismissed the protests as a cynical ploy by left-wing opponents, maintaining his stance against indoctrination. He has softened some key campaign positions, including plans to replace the peso with the dollar and his stance on China. Milei's success will depend on making new allies and maintaining public support amid brutal cost-cutting. "The world is watching," says his economy minister.